Hey guys, it's Bailey and welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in for what's going to be a My Beauty Graveyard. Basically, it's an empties video and it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's much needed. These products have been piling up for quite some time and for one reason or another, I just haven't been able to get to this video, so it is time to clean house and throw this trash out. So let's go ahead and run through everything as usual with these videos. I'm going to talk about the product, what I liked, if I liked it, didn't like about it. In some cases, I didn't repurchase the item, and so I'll also talk about what I'm using instead currently. Just for quick reference, let me know if you guys have questions about it in the comments below. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump in because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First up are some body washes. I have two in this batch of empties. The first of which I think I have talked about in every single empties video I have ever made on this channel, and so it is from Caress. It's their body wash, but unlike a lot of their other body washes, these have, what are they called? Fragrance release pearls. Whether or not that's technically what's going on in here, I have no idea, but it promises 12-hour fragrance release, and I've repurchased this multiple times. There are two different scents though. This one is Love Forever, and then there's one with a purple exterior, so I switched between those a couple of times, but I always go back to this particular kind because of the long-lasting fragrance. I just find that I love, I buy body washes in part because of the fragrance, so if it can last all day, that'd be great. I have a real issue with fragrances lasting on my, I'm not sure if it's my body chemistry or what, but I just can never smell them. Like 2 hours after a shower, I feel like it's all gone. And so when I tried this, I noticed that, hours and hours after actually taking a shower, the scent was still with me. I love that about it. So I have been repurchasing it. However, Soap & Glory sent me this the Clean On Me Creamy Clarifying Shower Gel. That's my face on the bottle, folks. It took me a while to go through this guy, but I do like how it's a little bit more moisturizing than the Caress was. The scent is the typical Soap & Glory, super fragrant and not floral, but it's very fresh, perfumey. I don't know how to describe it, but it's very nice for the shower. And so I ended up repurchasing this guy. They started carrying it at Walgreens, and so I picked it up while I was in the store one day, and I might be a convert. Who knows? I might go back to this one day, but just so you know, for now, I am using the Clean On Me cleanser from Soap & Glory. Speaking of Soap & Glory, I have one more product in here from them. It is a body exfoliant. It's called Flake Away, and it says it's a shea butter, sugar, and peach seed powder spa body polish. It took me forever to go through this because I am not really an exfoliator in the shower. I do pretty well to regularly exfoliate my face, but for the most part, the areas that I expose on a regular basis, my, arms and legs pretty much up to the knee, maybe a little bit above it. My legs get exfoliated every time I shave, and so more often than not, I forget to go in with this guy, so it probably took me over a year to go through this. It's nice, has that great Soap & Glory scent. The exfoliant in here is pretty finely milled, like it's not one of those that's larger and sharp and jagged and can kind of hurt. Pretty finely milled, works really nicely into the skin, and then there is, I think must be the almond, grapeseed and almond oil in here. Once you rinse it off, it does leave your skin feeling really nice and hydrated, but honestly, nothing that a good leg shave and post-shower moisturize wouldn't also do, and so I don't think I'll be repurchasing this, but it is nice. If you are a regular exfoliator, this could be a good option for you. Up next are two cleansers, one from Paula's Choice. Let's do this one first because I finished it first before moving on to the Benzac. The Paula's Choice, this is the Clear Pore Normalizing Cleanser for blemish-prone skin. I've had this for, well, I guess I've had it for almost a year at this point, but I probably finished it up like 2 months ago, so it lasted a really long time. It's a pretty simple, clear, gel-based cleanser, not heavily fragranced, if fragranced at all, that I can remember, which is really nice if you have acne-prone skin, because that, no fragrance at all. Any excess artificial fragrance can further irritate your skin, and for acne-prone skin people, it could mean you break out more, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a blemish-prone skin cleanser. But for the most part, I wouldn't attribute my clear skin to this alone. I didn't notice it feeling thoroughly cleansed or especially hydrated after using it. It was just like a pretty average feeling cleanser. The same could really be said for this Benzac Acne Solution. This is the Skin Balancing Foaming Cleanser, and it has salicylic acid in it. I got this in a swag bag from Dallas Beauty Con. It came with two other products, one of which I'm going to be talking about, the other one I'm going to talk about here today. And I feel the same way about this. It's foaming, so it's different than this gel, but It didn't leave my skin feeling extra moisturized, didn't strip it, which is nice because it does contain that active acne or breakout fighting ingredient sometimes, depending on how harsh the solution can be. These guys can really dry your skin out and sometimes irritate it even further. Not the case, I noticed it all, but at the same time I wouldn't attribute it to my clear skin. I frankly didn't notice a difference between either of these two when I switched between them. So maybe it's because I don't feel strongly about cleansers in general, but I'm not really compelled to repurchase either of these. And I'm currently using some like Biore baking soda. It's kind of an exfoliating gel-based cleanser. And once again, it's okay as well. It's a little bit thicker in consistency than this Paula's Choice, and as a result, I find it a little bit harder to cleanse off. So I guess in that way, I would choose either of these over the one I'm currently using, but I don't feel really passionately either way. Next up is a Paula's Choice product. This is the Clear Acne Body Spray for blemish-prone skin, and I actually bought this at the same time as I was restocking the anti-redness exfoliating solution that I had been using beforehand. I bought this one thinking that it'd be more convenient to spray all over face and body, which is what they say to use it for post-workout, because I've been trying, as I've said before, to up my workout game, and as a result, like without fail, I will always get breakouts on my chest up here, basically here into the décolleté area. I just get bad breakouts, as well as on my shoulders for some reason, and so I just thought this would be a more efficient way to go about applying that. But formula-wise, there is a little bit of difference in the inactive ingredient deck, but both have 2% salicylic acid. Great for combating blemishes and keeping acne-prone skin in check. The mist on this guy isn't super fine. It's like a standard run-of-the-mill spray bottle, so I find that when I'm trying to achieve second or third day hair and I'm trying to keep my hairline, you know, as sweat and moisture free as possible, this does me no favors, and so it's worth it to me to just continue using the anti-redness exfoliating solution, knowing that while there are some differences in the inactive ingredient decks between the two, they both have 2% salicylic acid, the active ingredient, fighting the acne blemishes, keeping your acne-prone skin in check, the same between the two. And so yeah, I will probably just go with the exfoliating solution from here on out when I need to repurchase. Up next is sunscreen. Got two again here, folks. The first one the one that I first used up was from Paula's Choice. It's the Resist Youth Extending Daily Mattifying Fluid with an SPF of 50. This I'm really torn on. The consistency is very thin, so it was easy to apply a nice thin layer under makeup without feeling like you're wearing this heavy layer of SPF. It didn't feel super greasy after the fact, although I will say it definitely wasn't the least greasy formula I've used, certainly not of the L'Oreal either, but it was okay for the most part. The consistency is what was a huge turnoff for me. This stuff is super liquidy. It's more of like, I mean, it's called a fluid. That's exactly what it is. It's not like a cream. So as a result, I felt like it got kind of messy. I was wasting more of it in between my fingers than was actually going on my face because it would run everywhere as I was applying it. But what I didn't appreciate as I was using it was how it is unscented. The next one I'm going to talk about, this is the L'Oreal Revitalift Bright Reveal Brightening Moisturizer. First of all, you don't get hardly any product in here. This gave you 2 fluid ounces, and the Paula's Choice was 2, and this is 1. Not a lot of product in here. It did not take me a whole lot of time to run through this guy, like maybe a month and a half, and I'm not super generous with the amount of sunscreen I apply on a daily basis. So I thought that was a little fast, and it's super heavily fragrant. So I definitely won't be repurchasing the L'Oreal, but at the same time, not crazy about this. I might go on Paula's Choice and see, knowing that the rest of the SPFs are probably unscented, go on there and see if there are any others that are more of a cream texture and less fluid. I feel like that's the best route to take right now. What I'm currently using is this Garnier Skin Active Clearly Brighter SPF 30, and it's, I think this was a press sample from somewhere, so I'm just using it up just to use what I have so it doesn't go bad. And once again, it's okay, but also very heavily fragrant, so I don't think I'll be repurchasing this after I go through it either. I think my best bet's going to be to go back onto Paula's Choice and look for something a little less scented. Next up are 2 hair products. The first one is the Sexy Hair H2 No 3-Day Style Saver Dry Shampoo. This is just okay. Smells great, but not, you know, not the best dry shampoo I've ever used, and not the worst, like it doesn't leave a dry cast on your hair, but I also didn't notice it doing a whole lot in the way of, one, waking up excess moisture, and two, adding a little bit of volume, so to give me a little bit of help styling second and third day hair. In fact, the next product that I'm going to talk about from Living Proof was probably more effective at doing both of those things, and yet it's technically not a dry shampoo, as one of you guys pointed out when I thought it was. This is the Full Dry Volume Blast for instant lasting volume and texture. It's actually a styling and finishing spray, but I love going in with this guy on second and third day hair right at the root. It gives you that volume, that lift, and even a little bit of hold to help that style set throughout the day. And for some reason, it helped whip that extra moisture away. So I bought this from Sephora a couple weeks, maybe a month and a half back, and I wasn't too sold on the full size, so I just got this little one as a little tester, but I do think I'm going to be going back for the full size next time I place an order because it smells amazing, which isn't the most important part, but it really helps, and it's also like effective at doing its job. So yeah. Ooh, one last skincare thing I forgot. Once again, from this Benzac acne solution, it came in the same set that I got in that BeautyCon swag bag. This is the intensive spot treatment, and this is 2% salicylic acid as well. I like how this worked. Most spot treatments will contain like benzoyl peroxide. They'll be a little too harsh in the event that I get it outside of the blemish area, and it really dries that skin out. For the most part, there are some that don't, and they work really well, but this one didn't do that at all for me. But what I couldn't get over is the smell. It smells like, for as good as the moisturizer, or not the moisturizer, the cleanser was, it had this super fresh, light citrusy scent. This kind of smells like macaroni, and not in a good way. Like Kraft macaroni and cheese. If we're getting really specific here, it smells like Kraft macaroni and cheese, but with a kind of synthetic element, and it's just not something I wanted around my face. So for as effective as it was, I just can't get over that weird scent. So I think I'm gonna look around for some other spot treatment acne solutions. And then last, we have one makeup item. This is the Maybelline Brow Drama. Mine is in the shade Soft Brown. I have finally used this guy up. I've had it for forever, and it went into hibernation for a long time because I hated the ball tip end of this brush. Hated it, and then finally I came to my senses and chopped it off because I love the actual formula of this stuff. It not only tints your brows, the shade Soft Brown in particular is a really nice, I mean, not totally opaque, but you can definitely tell a difference when you apply it across your brows. And then as a gel, it actually helps set those brow hairs in place so they don't move throughout the day. Love the formula, hated the wand. So once I finally got over that, snipped that little ball off the end off, this stuff just like went like hotcakes. I mean, I went through it like crazy. However, I don't think I'm going to be repurchasing because I found a very similar product, the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Mascara, and although I'm not as crazy about the shade that I bought, this is the Nothing But Brunette, I think I'm going to go, it's a tad bit cheaper. I don't have to work with the wand. It naturally comes with this great small tapered wand, and it works just the same. So I'll be repurchasing the Wet n Wild, but just up a shade, because even though this says brunette, it comes off a little taupe and ashy on my brows rather than something a little bit more rich and dark brown like the Maybelline. So those are my empties, guys. Huge thank you if you happen to sit with me through all of that. I felt like I was gabbing like crazy through this video, but thank you once again for making it all the way through if you did. I'd love to hear the products that you have been going through lately. Let me know in the comments below if you've been liking them, if you're throwing them in the trash and totally buying something new, let me know that as well. Besides that, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.